Community lemon soda, Kichan. How are you?
Honey lemon soda. Good, good. I'm love this anime, so I like the little group of friends and dynamic that is coming, and how my boy is being more straightforward with it, and it seems like it grew on him more than it was the first,
Mm,
love sight, like for her, for her it was like love at first sight, but it seems for him it's about developing it, so
I
I
mean,
love seeing how how it develops for him.
yeah.
So
I definitely think like a lot of stuff
his affection and attachment to her, you can say.
yeah, it definitely
Like
seemed
you can say that at the first he was interested or just like feeling bad or hmm
it just it just seemed like I said it at first it was felt like a Kimi Tenodoki kind of anime, but now
hmm
it's really taken a more of its own path with him being more like the catalyst for her to change,
hmm
but also him not being the one that forces her to change. Just kind of like she's the one that has to choose to change herself, and he makes it
hmm
very. And of course, he does have his own like motives, as we've seen in episode 6. He pretty much straight up says that he is he does want to spend time with her, right? Or like he blurts
hmm
out that he is her caretaker in front of like everybody. So it was very sweet for of him to be still protective of her. Obviously, she took on a lot of the committee work, and
hmm
which
Yeah.
even like we said like in the previous one, how he was kind of like taken back with her initiative to force herself upon this role.
hmm
And I love that as she's like working through it, through the quirks of it all, and doing her best, people start seeing how hard she's trying, and they start coming to her aid. Like with the whole bicycle thing of her like taking all the
I
grocery.
know, going for the all the errands, all this tedious and easy, but like time consuming um task. I know when she was riding that bike. I like that little scene with the with the classmates, right? Like, oh, she's gonna get it done. Let her just kind of do it, and then they just kind of went to, I don't know, behind her or to catch up to her, and then they see her struggling, and they're just like, I don't know. That was cute. That was really cute.
Yeah,
That was like really, really shows the relationship they're developing on their own, instead of like how we've been seeing it with Miria, like always helping and meddling in it.
yeah. I like
So,
that in this part he kind of just like took a step back and was like giving her a
mm,
bit of tips, right? Because he was like, I live by my own rules, but right now you are kind of like the one in charge of everybody. It's like, so you should really try to be assertive and do do with it uh, with your own set of rules, you know.
hmm
And it was good because it was kind of like this episode was kind of like her trying to be a bit more assertive towards everything, which
yeah,
kind of backfired a bit when she tried to do that whole contest, right?
hmm
And they were kind of like, oh, teasing her a lot, and Kai had to like step in to like, you know, make sure she was okay. And it's just really sweet how overprotective he is of her, but he does let her
hmm
like have her own sense of like independency, or tries to make sure she feels like she's independent of herself, right? Have her own
right,
actions, and
hmm Yep, and I mean, it was a success. Like
Yeah,
their little cafe. I mean, yeah, what was it?
like a maid
It was a
cafe.
cafe. Okay, yeah, it was a maid cafe. It was really cute. She ended up dressing up and looking cute too.
Yeah, yeah, and I like that. Obviously this is like the typical like school festival thing that always happens in anime, but like what I really liked was like a lot of the stuff that happened also with like Inori, like as the episode went on and how she kept questioning things like how, when did Kai like become like the person she entrusted all her moments to, right?
Mhm.
And like also she wonders if he's even taken an interest in her always. Like it just it really makes you wonder uh, if she would still be in this way if not for Kai, or like she feels like she wouldn't be in this way because of if he wasn't there, or like how would a Boyd without Kai feel like? And I think she's trying to like answer that for herself in part in a lot of parts, but at the same time because we know she loves him, she can't really ambition uh that part of her life not having Kai in it. But
Hmm.
on
Yeah, so it was a success. I like that they had their moments too, but she was so busy trying to see this through,
yeah,
and and it worked out. It was really really
yeah,
nice.
it,
So,
yeah, that was a good festival episode. But
it was, it was,
on on
it was cliche, but it was still very good, very good.
yeah, and
Got all the
I think like after that, like on the next episode for like episode 7, when we
mhm.
get how did you feel about getting like the backstory with him and Serena?
Black, yeah, the black hair. Well, he was definitely cute black hair. Damn, he looked different. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie. No, but it was really good. The whole situation of them not wanting to be honest with each other because of being considerate of each other's feelings, and and therefore not being honest with themselves, and then feeling uncomfortable or coming to realization of that
I
was really really cute. Yeah, I like how they were thinking more about each other than they were thinking about the boy for a moment, for like, and I really and that's why I think that her backstory with him wraps it all nicely, because they're both in the same situation in a way, and it's nice to know why, for her,
yeah
since we already know why for
so,
Shinori. So
yeah I definitely like that it wasn't just like it's one thing to have like Inori do this because we've seen her like put others before her own feelings so far in this season, right? But
yeah.
having Serena be like in a similar way, but she's perceived in a whole different like social status than her. It's it's really nice, and also like you said, the backstory. It really puts into light a bit of how Kai's kind of treating in Ishimori, because I think his experience with Serena really helped him feel like he would be better to navigate Ishimori with, because I think first of all the random kiss, I think he just did that as a way to like not something he wanted to do with Serena, but just something he felt that she wanted from him, and he was just willing to give that to her because it's what she wanted. Whereas with Ishimori, it's more so like he still wants to do what she wants, but he's not being like too blunt with it. I think he knows that Ishimori has like a feeling for him, but he doesn't want to use that, against her, like he did with
Mhm.
Serena, where it was more so like because he knew she had feelings for him, he was trying to put himself in a place where she became way too over reliant on him. I think he saw the errors in that, and that's why with Ishimori, he's trying to push her to be more independent.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well, I'd enjoy this that episode. And obviously ending with him um wanting to hold hands wraps it nicely about like about where things are and who really's got his attention now. So,
yeah. I definitely do like that. Kai was kind of like, you know, he was kind of feeling a certain way about not being able to see Ishimori, and he made that very clear to her, which is like not something we normally see of him, right? We don't normally see him be this kind of like assertive about wanting to see her like this. It's more so like if it happens, it'll happen. But this time it was kind of like, I
mhm,
actually wanted to see you this summer. So like we definitely know that Kai is a little bit more than just interested in Ishimori. He even like straight up says it, right? He's like, "I'll never get tired of you" or something like that.
mhm,
And yeah, it's just nice seeing this like obviously Shimori's baggage is still like pretty heavy, and that's gonna really put a damper into like how their relationship progresses. But I feel like it'll be nice to end the season with her confession at least. Or,
mhm.
or
Yeah.
hopefully we'll get it. But yeah,
Yeah.
that
Seems
that's
seems like he's waiting for it.
yes. I don't. I think this time he's like I said, he doesn't want to force himself upon her like he did with Serena. I think he
Mhm.
wants her to come forward with her own feelings.
I agree. I agree.
So, but yeah, I think that's it on Honey Lemon Soda. Sakamoto Days, right? Episodes
Sakamoto
6 and 7.
days.
So, how do you feel about Heisuk and his buddy Pisuk?
What? What?
Heisuk,
Buddy soup? What?
Heisuke, or Heisuke, the sniper guy, and the bird.
Oh, wait. I thought that was that episode. The them at the concept contest for
Yes,
the money.
yeah, we didn't talk about it
Ah,
last time.
okay, okay, okay. So that's the episode. Okay, yeah, dude, it was good. I thought we did talk about it because I said that he did the voice of Cobra Kai,
No, you
Chris
mentioned
from
it,
Cobra Kai.
but we didn't talk about it.
Mm, okay, I guess so. But oh yeah, but yeah, I mean he was really good. I really feel like we. Anyways, um, it shows that he practiced a lot. Like it was it like it I like it reminded me of the same dude from Doctor Stone
Ooh,
that
oh Stanley.
yeah the practices um the practices this um so
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. It was a good contest seeing those two with him and how dumb he was and didn't catch on into like the very end because of Lou. Like
Yeah, Lou always messing it up.
like what the hell? Like yeah, like Lou it's you could really count her like like a fucking what's it called alliance, like for the fucking way that she makes things worse, from the beginning
Yeah,
since running into them with like that mafia group or whatever.
yeah.
Oh.
I think ever since probably ever since the whole hard boiled thing, we haven't. There's like Lou's just
Yeah,
not,
her drunk
not.
ass fight.
It's just not been like um in as in the game as we would expect.
Mhm. That
Yeah,
too, yeah.
but I do like Heisuke because obviously like I think he brings something new to like the group, right? He's the more like naive, more one dimensional person, whereas like as we see Shin and Sakamoto can at least do multiple things during the whole assassin thing. This is like Heisuke is kind of like the failure of the assassin association, where because he can only snipe,
Yeah.
he is really deemed unworthy and not even worth being an assassin. Like, and of course, like he has to try to prove his worth with trying to get Sakamoto. Like I said, the contest was fun. I love that his they still decided to pay him, but they took like everything he earned to like fix to so that they could fix the town that he destroyed, or like the portion of town he destroyed.
Mm,
Yeah, and we did find out something else in that episode, which is like the how Sakamoto, how Taro Sakamoto and his wife, like a little extra detail on how their first meeting went, which I thought was really nice.
mhm.
Which is like
Yeah.
the whole band aid thing, which is kind of just like reminding me of like how the daughter also like meeting the assassin in the amusement park was kind of like here's a band aid.
Mhm.
So I thought it was like a really nice like oh so they're just like both caring people, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I like that Chin was getting attached to him.
yeah,
It was like, oh, he actually could like be part of it.
yep,
Like he's actually a good guy, blah blah blah. And, like he's not a bad guy. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
And they got the money, but they made so much damage that it seems like they had to use it up for that. So.
yeah. I mean, no, I think they just used up a lot of his case portion because he was the one that did the most damage, which how crazy was it to find out that his bullets were like specially made so that they could ricochet and hit people? Like that is some like crazy skill. Uh, But I think the more impressive episode was like the or like a little bit more impressive episode was the next one, right?
Mhm.
With the where we find a little bit more about Shin's backstory. How'd you feel about?
Yeah. Well, I felt like that was not what I was expecting. Like I didn't think his powers came from they were lab made, so that was like interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, you.
And and um and yeah, so
I mean, I also like that aside from like getting like Shin's backstory, we get a little bit more into like how people feel about him being able to read minds, right? And how like it's not necessarily like
mhm,
he's not necessarily happy about having that ability either, because it makes it feel like uh more alienated than actually included in things. Even like Lou was kind of like it's so creepy having you around when you can read my mind at any point, and then her hearing the people that kidnapped her say the exact same thing is kind of like damn.
mhm. Yeah, that was a good way to put things
And
like from Chin to her to to third. So
yeah, and how are you feeling about the assassin group though that
That seems intense because that's obviously not the order or whatever. So it just seems like it's another like criminal group that it's going to be added to the mix. So
Yeah,
things are gonna get more interesting because those look as we witnessed throughout the episode, unfor- unforgiven, like
yeah.
way more violent and just this cycle. So
I mean, they're definitely upping the violence and with this new group, right? Like compared to like the other ones, these are feel like a little at least more threatening than Hard Boiled and the other girl were.
hmm no, I meant like the order group, like
Yeah, two of the
the
order
one with the
people
knife
arrived.
and two, yeah, even then.
So now
So
it's like and which makes you wonder like what exactly does the order want with right with with this
hmm
lab. And I think they said that it might be connected to like another another group that from like the previous episode that we heard. And I think that's what they're there to do. But no, yeah, I like the little dinosaur photo thing that they did
oh, I like, yeah,
because
I like the heads mask that they were using
yeah,
of the dinosaurs too.
yeah, and it's just Shin like being a fanboy once again, which is just like I love that they bring that at the forefront in the anime. That it's like yes, Shin is the Sakamoto fanboy.
hmm
Okay, so how did you feel when you first saw the reindeer boss man?
Scary. That was just scary. That was just intense. It's like, damn. And this is not even the bot. Like he's even working for someone,
Yeah.
just like a manager. He's not like like the owner or the CEO.
So yeah,
So it was scary. So it was scary to see.
oh yeah.
And his scars were psycho. Yeah, that's
Oh
what I could think.
yeah, and we did see something cool this episode though. We saw somebody turn invincible. How do you feel about that? It was like for a short period while they were on the chase, to like get Lou. There was like a guy that like turned invincible. You didn't.
What did you ask?
uh,
Did you ask
yeah, I asked about the guy that was invisible. How did you feel about him? Because I like his
what
design.
guy?
The guy that turned invincible that like destroyed.
Oh yeah, he was cool. He was really laid back. I like that we're gonna see more of him.
Yeah, and
Seems like he's gonna be in the next episode. And yeah,
yeah, and I mean,
yeah. I like how they sneaked into the lab. That it's his home. I don't know. It's kind of twisted, in
yeah,
my opinion. How he's reminiscent about it, in a way, and seeing it like loving home.
oh yeah, Shin.
I mean, yeah, I guess for how the things work to how, but still, it's like they even say that he was the only one that survived, so they did kill like all these other kids. So I don't know. It
Yeah,
was just weird, like to me there was no real difference of them with the other people more than the other people used more violence to,
yeah,
to
it,
just get it, faster,
yeah,
like or use the violence on them that they use on their experiments, whatever, like.
yeah. I mean, it does make you wonder why Shin like has such a like a calming view of it, like almost like it's an actual like home, right? Not necessarily. It's not something he views as like a terrible experience. So it makes you wonder a lot of like what really happened in there, but whether those experiments
hmm
were actually like inhumane or like what were they trying to actually really do in there. But I mean, yeah, I can say that there's just like still more questions about Shin and his upbringing that we haven't quite been shown yet.
hmm
And maybe once we get the actual manager, to go up there and see Sin, maybe you'll get to see more of like what really transpired.
Right. Yeah. See, it's I kind of do like that now that we know that his powers lap me. We're gonna like really dive into not just that, but a whole other
Yeah,
criminal group.
yeah, yeah, and it could actually also
So,
lead to you realizing there's other people with superpowers, possibly, right? Like if Shin couldn't be like the only person that they experimented on or that was made in there, you know.
mm-hmm.
There's a possibility that there's others. Maybe the guy that could turn invincible is one of them. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
was cool to see that they were having objects with superpowers instead of like more kids or whatever.
I mean, it does make it more believable that people can just like throw a rock and destroy snipers, or like
Mm-hmm.
the way Sakamoto just be jumping from building to building. So yeah, good stuff on
Yep, that's
Sakamoto.
it. Yeah, looking forward to more.
Ubel Blatt. Oh, great episodes that we have to cover. So where we find out what happened to the women that were brought to the facility for Fargo.
Right, right. We found out that they were both being like both of them were using them, right? The the dude, the big dude, and the
Yep.
other dude. Like, yeah, they were both like
Yeah, Landgrave
had use
and
for
Fargo.
for had uses for them. And glad that Fargo was out of the picture.
Yep.
Glad of that. Um, now we have this dude, which we know very well now that it was part of the Seven Heroes,
Yeah.
and um and that he was that they really were really in on this, like like
Yep.
they're very conscious of what they did. They knew what they were doing and for what they were doing it for. They really loved um, the life that they gained from it. They felt no remorse, which was what drove this guy even like mad, right?
Well,
It was
well, not mad.
also the
Not mad. He
the
was
kid,
just
the woman, listening to the woman's like conscious too of like wanting to like be freed from this curse.
yeah.
Yeah, like
No.
this guy just and then he took a crazy form from all that. So
Yeah. I for this first episode, like I really enjoyed that the fact that he was still like willing to give it like a second thought of not killing him. Right? He was like, well, shit. He was having second thoughts, but because of everything that he saw transpire with the guy, he was kind of like, yeah, well, he wasn't necessarily mad, but he was like, I'll have no remorse killing you, knowing that you're still a scumbag that I knew you were. So,
yep, I mean he did deserve. I like that he begged for his life.
yep,
I mean, of course he did. He's a scumbag who only thinks he's worth of life.
yeah,
I hated his minions. I hated those.
yeah, me too.
I don't know. I don't know. They looked weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways, yeah, they were goosebumps kind of like thing.
yeah.
Little things. Um,
So,
but yeah, we see that this dude, God knows what this dude is because we see that what they're doing with this woman and how they use this woman. It's and then they see like the first thing that the guy said right was that wow, you're still so young.
yeah,
how did you do that?
Yeah.
Let's work this out, like we
Yeah.
can work something out.
Uh,
Stupid, like fuck, that's no shame, bro. Those people. Anyways, but I mean that's kind of like, but it really puts it into out there that they're doing this with this people and races or humanists or whatever,
yeah.
to
So
obtain some sort of this. And this kid already has this, so it really makes you wonder how he obtained it, right?
yeah, I
How he managed to get to gain his powers.
yeah, which is what I found really interesting, right? Because there was like
Mm-hmm.
obviously the fight was pretty cool. Like before, like they start. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, yeah, that was weird. My shit froze, but okay. Continuing on, right? Uh, Ubel Blatt.
Mm-hmm.
The fight was really good. I was
Yes.
I
Yes.
was I was truly enjoying it a lot, and like I
His
was,
transformation was creepy too, but
yeah,
this show is creepy in all ways of how creepy can be,
yeah.
or
I
you
I
can say creepy. Yeah.
I agree, and it also like I was saying, as the fight was going on, you started noticing that the guy was picking up that Coinsel, who Coinsel really was,
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah.
and
No, it
until
just makes it, yeah. It's like I would say, makes it really take form to what we've been, developing towards.
yes, and and it was really interesting seeing that seeing the guy put piece things together, and then of course like he was like, well, I'm gonna use him as the main source of experiment now that he's trying to like that now that he's gained that power.
Right. He thought.
Yeah,
He
he
thought.
really he really thought but like you were saying, the transformation, like we'll get into how insane it is now, I guess, and because he just like cleared house, Coinsel did, right? Which we know that sudden burst of power did cost him quite a bit because I think he regressed in age, and he also got smaller or thinner,
Hmm.
which I think is really good. This
Yeah.
because if he was just able to like continuously keep blasting this form, I think he would be too broken. And also, it could also be due to the fact that he couldn't gain really any energy from the moonlight to use it. So I think he was using part of his like own soul or something like that they were saying, his own like life
Yeah.
force. And this is where we're gonna get into like a bit of like a lot of the political stuff that happened in this anime once again, um,
Right.
with how
Yeah.
they perceive the death of Landgrave and Fargo.
It's really, you know what? It's what makes this anime good,
Yeah,
because it really puts that quote into perspective that um if if you're how if heroes are, or you live long enough to become the villain, like when heroes live long enough to become the villain, um it really really or the other one is don't meet your heroes, like um because it's true,
yeah,
they people might have started off with the purest intention, with um kind of maintaining a sort of innocence, right?
yeah,
And trying to be prejudiced, or yeah. and but somewhere along the way they get corrupt, you know.
Yep.
They end up, getting corrupt either by love or by power or by money or by who knows, position, wells, houses, whatever, so yeah, and then they'll meet your heroes, it's like sometimes the person that you think does something sort of like this, you expect it to have like, I don't know, a great or kind personality, and there actually might be like someone that you cannot even stand, because they're arrogant or something, I don't know, like it's kind of crazy, like, but I mean, this series is definitely like extreme on that aspect, but uh
No, I
it's nice because of the space of it,
yeah.
kind of goes with the extreme, like how extreme it is. So yeah,
Yeah, and also I
yeah.
just like how the truth keeps getting hidden, right? Like the agenda is to perceive the people of the that Coinsol knows the
Hmm.
truth of as heroes rather than as villains, which is just kind of like a spit in the face because he got to see them get like this heroic like burying in like this sacred place where like I guess a lot of his comrades were given a burial too,
Yeah.
and it just feel like he was a spit in his face, and I think that just like invigorated him more to keep going and really pursue of ending them,
Hmm.
which
It
he
was
got.
very nice too. The whole regrouping of them. You
y-
know,
yep.
like like how the dude with once he found that girl, they went back to where they come from, and the other three ladies decided to stick with him and see this through,
Yeah.
be of assistance, and really you know yeah, be of assistance. But as you also mentioned, throughout the whole episode we also see how this person was being honored and remember, and
Really given like the hero's treatment, even though like these people don't really know what he has done, and it's just it was just
like how
uh-huh. Go on.
mm, yeah, okay, I can hear you.
Okay, well,
Hello.
yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was
Go
just
ahead.
saying like the hero's treatment stuff.
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I love that we got to see like the how this left like a vacuum, right? It almost felt like they were like kind of like talking about how with this hero gone, there were people that were gonna probably want to take the power where he resided, which I thought was interesting. Which,
Oh, it didn't leave an impact on me. So
yeah, but yeah, PP's finally back, uh, and the other girl, this ex smuggler girl's back. So I'm glad.
it was also sad to see the dude, the boy, crying for Forgo,
Yeah,
even though he like killed his parents because he was asleep. I don't even know how he stayed asleep throughout that. I still
yeah, that.
that's ridiculous,
And I hated how they
but very much very good, like drama, enhancement.
yeah. Oh, that's for sure. And it just like you said, like it it's just something that he will never know, which is just kind of like, damn, you just feel bad because if he knew, he would be on our side,
Mhm.
But um, yeah, I think that's all I have on Ubel Blatt. You?
Yeah.
Okay. Arifureta.
Alpharetta.
Yes. Eh,
So,
we got the great finale.
it was, yeah. So they're doing an artifact.
Yes.
They're trying to. I thought it was very, very cute. I thought this episode really um wrapped things up too. Like put everything like try to tie it up nicely. Like because sometimes this show can be like all over the place. So
Yeah.
so it's nice to have like one episode where when things like come together or they seem more in relation with one another. So yeah, this episode was really really cool because when it came to Jui and Hajime making that artifact, it was said in a way of how they've done this before. Like they um so they've done this before, and that means that they got better, and they get this in the best way. They'll try their best because if
Yeah.
if they feel like because it is their way home, right? Like this is
Yeah.
they need to do this so they can achieve their goals. So it felt like they were practicing for this, or yeah,
Yeah. I
or
like I I
or
like how
training. Mhm.
yeah, I like how it was them like also they wanted some privacy right off the episode, right? At the start of the
Yeah.
episode. it was like you know what, maybe we need to sleep for like another 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? So you've been awake? Yeah. Pretty funny how like they're all getting jealous over everything. And yeah, it was really interesting because it was like the way they were talking about it, right? At first, they had like a prerequisite that they needed to do, right? Which was like why they were left unconscious after stepping in the circle, because they just
Mhm.
had so much information packed into them that they passed out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and I thought it was like a really good episode just for like
Yeah, me too. Me
the
too. Like I don't know how because it felt like it was
it felt like
like every other episode. Like it's still like it was still about everything else,
yeah.
but it just felt different at the same time.
So I
So it
I
was
will
really nice.
yeah, it was a nice episode. The only thing I really have a real criticism for is that it felt like things were moving a bit fast while trying to maintain that it wasn't moving as fast. Like, because they were talking about like, oh, we're gonna do this and that. You're gonna go here. We're gonna go here. And then it just seemed like they left, and then they were still all together. It just felt a bit weird, the pacing. But I do like that they slowed it down when it came down to like Koki, and they were like, yeah. So Koki woke up and is like, yeah, I don't think you're brainwashing them anymore. I'm an idiot, like we said, like they've been telling them. And I just really like that Shizuku was the one that told him after like he had his senses to him, right? Like, listen, I'm in love with Hajime. And he was trying to like get her still to like reconsider it because he had so many options, and she was like, listen, I didn't ask you, I didn't tell you so I can ask for your opinion. I told you because you're like my childhood friend. So it was kind of one of those things. Was like you don't need to. Your opinion is really not what I'm looking for. This is something I chose for myself. You don't get to decide who
Mhm.
I give my love to, right? So really cool in Shizuku, and I love that Kaori was also kind of like slap some
Yeah,
senses in him.
I guess that is why this episode was so good because they were all not being the iffy and maybe the denial, like eggshells, stepping on eggshells. Like seems seems like people were being more assertive,
Yeah,
more sure of themselves.
yeah,
Uh,
and
So
it's all
yeah, no, it was a nice little talk that they had.
yeah, and
Um,
I do like that this pretty much made it so like we know like where each group is heading to. I think Hajime, like the core four, the ones that we
mhm.
started the first season,
Right.
that we ended the first season with, they're going
Mhm.
back to get Miyu, I believe, the daughter.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 that too. It's like, they're getting ready. Exactly, they're getting the other classmates. They seem to not want to leave anyone behind.
Yeah,
So
and we know
they're
that,
splitting up to, yeah, for the others to get the others. Mhm.
but I just want to know what happened because I think there was like an episode prior to everything happening, like maybe like
Mhm.
a month ago or so, like that we saw that Miyu's like town was getting attacked,
Yes, we did. We did. You're right.
and and now we have like in this episode where we actually see like the whole demon army like actually like stack up, and it's like damn, they
Yeah.
were gearing up for something. So next season's
Yeah.
about to be
Something.
like a big war.
Yeah. There's a few things happening, or they're
Yeah,
setting up for a few things. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they're laying the ground
they certainly did, and
for various
I have
things.
a I have a funny suspicion that uh them wanting to bring everyone back is not gonna happen. I feel like
You know what? I kind of feel the same way. Kind of feel the same way. I'm kind of a spectacle. I want to see that. I want to see that.
yeah.
I want to see you try that, or I want to see you be able to do that.
Oh, oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, for sure. I just remembered something that happened this episode, which was we never really, I guess we never really questioned it until now, but this is the first time that everybody sees Hajime's memories of the dungeon.
oh yeah, that also did happen. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah,
And added drama to it.
yeah, because
Uh,
all this time they were all like, "Damn, this is who Hajime has become," right? But they didn't know the how he became this way, and now
like
they,
what he went through. Like they just knew he fell into the dungeon. That's it.
yeah,
And then he came out like that.
yeah. So they didn't know like the how, and now they actually know like all the suffering he went through, and now
Mhm.
it kind of, I feel like this really gave Koki and the rest like a better perspective of how Hajime really became the Hajime that they know now.
Mhm.
So overall, really great episode.
Mhm. I
Great,
agree.
great finale. Can't
Mhm.
when season 4 comes out, we'll cover it.
Mhm.
Okay. Or
Orb.
movements of the earth. So talk to me. How do you like the
So
drama?
the orb's title this week was very, very um I don't know, abstract you can say, because it said uh you won't remember and the others, like or the others, or
Yeah.
neither you
Oh,
or the others will
remember who
even
you
be
were.
remember they, or they will be forgotten or something like that. you and the others will be forgotten. Like,
Yep.
and I really thought, oh, okay, like I wonder who they're gonna say that to, because I really did feel that the book was going to be a success. Like, and what I mean is that it was going to get spread, it was gonna get published,
Yep.
and so I didn't really. And then I knew that the church was going to keep, you know, their power, whether this got or not, this got
Yeah.
out or not. So
Yeah. So, but
so
the twist, right?
it was just, yeah. So I was like, I wonder who they're gonna put this on. Like I really did. Like I was like, and wow, who did we get? None other than our fucking like villain in the story. You can say like
Yeah.
the fucking hunter, right? Like the one that's been hunting all
Well,
our
the
people.
the the son of the one that started the hunts, essentially. I think that's what they said. Like the
No, no, no. I meant the dad of the girl.
Novak. I mean,
Yeah, I meant him. I mean, the quote was to him. Like, yeah, he said it, but the quote was to him.
yeah. Oh,
That he
okay.
will be
Gotcha.
forgotten. Yeah,
Yeah, that was so. Which,
right.
well, I think that's the juiciest part of this. So let's just like
Yeah.
really talk because it was like, dude, the way when he walked in and he saw them together, it was like
Well,
what, like he saw
I mean, the
Draka.
fight was good. The fight. I mean,
Um,
how
I
they got to escape.
yeah,
They did like a very good escape plan. Like, just how they planned. Like they pulled it off. You can say.
to an
Um,
extent they pulled it off for sure.
yeah, they pulled it off. They knew that that was the only way they could pull it off if everyone was willing to lay down their lives. So they did. They all did. But I liked that dude that
Schmidt.
always was speaking of his faith and in religion and doing it for the faith and all that.
Yeah,
At
which
the end, he was even admitting how his faith was wavering because
yeah,
he wants to hold on to life.
yeah,
So it was,
which
yeah, dramatic.
I
But watch
I
the episode, people.
yeah, yeah. I just love that the reason why Noah killed him is because he thought he was a heretic that did not like value like the
Hmm.
God and all that, right? But it's just not. It wasn't even that. It's just the fact that the way he views God is different than the way he does.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
which Draka does manage to go to the church, where she convinces the good old buddy Anthony, who just like was one of the ones that was like hunted them way prior because of something his father started, and now he's the head of the church, I believe, right?
Which I thought it came to be kind of interesting
Yes.
to know that his dad was started
Yep.
because we see that he was jealous of him,
Mm-hmm.
of how recognized and well he was at his job or of executor.
Yep.
So it's like, so I guess he it, it seemed to me that he was following his dad's footsteps, not his own dad, the other dad, the
Mm.
other dude's father's footsteps, which, um, as he puts it, he never even bothered to understand why,
Yeah.
So,
And which just brings the the
well,
the whole thing kind of like in a circle where it's like n- he has Noah questioning whether or not heliocentrum's actually bad, which there was hints that Nowak was kind of like could be impressionable to it way back with
hmm
Wrath, but now it's kind of like he was starting to break because it was like the way that Anthony describes like it could just be gotten written as like a mistake, right? Where it's like, oopsie, our bad, we killed a bunch of your
Mm-hmm.
people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And he started like questioning why you have if how are you gonna pass
And
this
I
off?
love how the guy said, "Well, we always knew we were wrong, but
Yeah,
we never really make this public. Like this was never really
yes,
didn't really record it, you know?
which
Never
is why
really
they
make
were
like
which is why the title is what it was, right? Where it's like you'll be forgotten or
right.
something, because they were never
Mm-hmm.
recorded to be dead or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for reasons of why of their deaths, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
Like so.
it's just like, damn, you have this whole guy. First of all, this guy believed everything that the father of Anthony had
Church,
said, right?
yeah, these people, this particular church, you can
Yeah,
say.
yeah, and he was. That's why he went on this like heretic hunt, and now this guy's telling him, you know what? Maybe we should accept heliocentrism, or at least accept that this is a hypothesis of it, and it
It's
just
not a religion. It's,
yeah,
it can go alongside of it, not
opposed to it,
yeah.
or it can even be used as he said to kind of like make the holy scripture even more valid or something like that. Like if
Mhm.
they can prove it wrong, it makes the holy scripture more valid. And that's just like it's just like damn, you had this dude like go out of his way and
Mhm.
hunt people that he had no idea were doing anything wrong, just because somebody else said that they were
Just
doing something
they
wrong.
had a curious.
And yeah,
Yeah.
and this possibly led to the cost of his own daughter. You gotta
Right. 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 It's
it's
what a
like
demise.
yeah,
What a what a twist. What a mind fuck.
yep. Ah, good episode. Good episode of
Great.
horror.
It was great episode. It was amazing. I loved that. I loved that both. He slightly brings up the daughter, right? He just says, "What about my daughter?" Like that's
Yeah,
the only really thing he says. What about my daughter? Like my daughter's death or whatever. And but yeah, like it's just interesting how Anthony doesn't really confess,
yeah,
to his side of it either,
yep,
because I think that would be a good, time
yep.
to to say the truth, since yeah, since everything's coming out. But I guess we'll see the next episode if it does,
Yeah, for sure, for
or at
sure.
least if it sees the title of the book and it's her name, maybe.
Oh, and
Maybe we get to see that.
that's
Yeah,
what I
maybe we
want
get.
most, actually.
Yeah, maybe we get to see that at least, one way or another. It's gonna
Hmm.
come.
Yep, I totally agree with you. Uh, but I think that's it on our
Yep.
blue box episode 20. So we have a play going. How do we feel about it?
Beautiful. Very cute. Very excited. I knew my boy was gonna be stiff, but um I just was just looking forward to Hina and Chinatsu's reactions
Yeah,
to it, even if my boy is all stiff. So
that was so fun. Which, by the way, I thought it was really interesting how they
hmm
decided to like sort of like change the Sleeping Beauty plot, where it's
oh
like,
yeah, I
oh
thought it was interesting too.
yeah,
Because, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
it does make more
Definitely.
sense in that way, where it's like not just some random guy shows up and takes you away like
Right.
Prince
It
Charming,
really does.
you know.
It truly does. I agree too.
And I love that our boy Taiki was smart enough to like let us know, hey, there's a mishap. I'm gonna be in the play now, because
Yeah,
now
yeah, yeah,
he learned
yeah.
from
I did too. I did too. I was very proud of my boys' honesty and forwardness
Yep.
about it.
Okay. So I gotta ask you, how do you feel about the fake kiss, or like the almost kiss, I should say?
The kiss, I mean, I felt like it was cliche
Yeah.
because it was very grandma. Like
Mm-hmm.
they were like um done with it. Like they were kind of thought they had like been clear, and then an accident happens, and and it looks like they did it, but it's still not, still
Yeah.
safe. So
Yeah.
I
Which
thought it was. I mean, even the crowd was like, you know, um,
that
seemed to have gotten like,
makes feel.
excited or something. Yeah, like
Yeah.
and yeah,
Which
and like Taki said at the end, right? It was kind of annoying that everyone was like talking about it.
yeah, which I really just want to get into like Taiki's point of view of it, right? Because I think that's like
Mhm.
where the juicy parts of it comes in, where it's like he's getting upset because people are
Mhm.
talking about it, and it's not because
Mhm.
he's upset that they're trying. Well, one of the reasons that he doesn't want him meddling in the relationship that he has with Hina, but
Mhm.
it was more so I think to do because he's also mad that he hasn't established what kind of relationship
Mhm.
him and Hina have, which
Mhm.
I love Kyo. Kyo, best supporting wingman ever.
Mhm.
He straight
I
up
really like
asks,
that he really straight up tells him that
yeah,
he needs to. Yeah.
I I
But he
love,
has to define it. He has to define it already. So
yeah, yeah. He really just asked him, like, do you love? There's a portion of you love Hina. It's like
I know.
I know you love Shinatsu, but you could say that while you love Shinatsu 100%, there's still like 30% of you that could still love Hina,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
he kind of boils it down to like how he likes his coffee. I'm like, okay, boy, like that's a that's a good way of like kind of noticing it. But
Right.
it's great seeing Taiki be passionate about who he likes, because I love that no matter what gets thrown at him, what accusations or like rumors get thrown at him, his first response to like who he likes is always I like Shinatsu.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
And Hina's trying to be kind of like in a sporty manner, be like, this was it didn't happen. If you want, I can tell her like, we never kissed. It's like I want a fair fight.
Right.
And it's like, damn. But Taiki does not say no, which I thought was kind of like, okay, you could have just told her like, yeah, or like, no, I'll tell her myself.
Right.
But
Yeah, but I do like Chinatsu's sort of reaction because she usually has like a poker face,
yep,
but here she obviously like flinched, like had a little reflex about it, like so. I thought it was good to see getting her shake up a little bit.
yeah. I
Right.
mean,
Don't get too comfortable.
yep. That
So.
is always good to see Chinatsu like that. And I guess
Mhm.
the last one I want to ask, if you have an opinion on anything, is the new
Mhm.
girl Ayame.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw they were giving screen time to this girl. Yeah, I mean, she seems interesting. She just seems very different from the other cast.
So
Um,
yeah, so
so,
this kind of like the theme kind of going around here was like, what's the difference between like a lover and a friend, right?
oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love how they pointed out that it was just kind of like the lover you can kiss
Comes
whenever
down to
you
wanna
want.
kiss, yeah.
Yeah,
Someone that you wanna
yeah,
kiss.
yeah. And the way that she gets brought in here after that is that her form of love is not long term. She's like, I just like loving people for a short term of time. So you can kind of
Mhm.
assume she gets a she gets she does not she's not around for a very long time with anybody,
Mhm.
and that's like about all we really get from her, from what she
Mhm.
said, or maybe she hasn't
Right.
really found somebody she actually loves like that
Mhm.
to give her
Yeah.
like this full kind of like, which is
For sure.
the opposite of what Taiki and Hina and Shinatsu have.
Hmm. Yeah.
But overall, I thought it was a great episode.
It was. It really was.
But
It was
all right,
good stuff.
good stuff. Solo leveling, episode 20. So, how do you like the new girl? At least
And you,
Esil.
oh, the demon.
Yeah, the Sil.
See, she's cool. Definitely cool because it's a completely different type of character. I feel like it's
Yeah,
definitely obviously doesn't seem like, I don't know, maybe. Well, yeah, it is because he can take over even humans. So never mind. So never mind. But no, like she definitely seems like a different type. Not like Tusk or maybe like the snowman one, and maybe
yeah.
like Tusk too.
So
But but yeah, I just thought it was
like the
good
interesting of
because they get like more clear like dialect about where they come from and how they got this position. You can say.
yeah. So great things we can take away from here is that
Mm.
something's definitely going on, that the system is kind of gearing up Jinwoo towards, right, because there's info that he can see or hear, I should say, and also there's like bits and bits of it, like for her, for example, where she's clearly part of something.
Mhm.
We can assume that it's either part of the system or something that exists within, but she doesn't have the "I need to kill humans" command.
Right, right, right.
Her
Yeah.
thing, her thing with her,
She's different.
yeah, hers was like, I think, gearing up towards war, which is just kind of like war. What kind of war are we heading into that we need
Mhm.
all of the demon kind on one side? You know,
Right.
and
But interesting that she switched sides though. She completely switched sides.
I mean,
Like,
would you not? Jinwoo kind of like uh won her over really quickly.
mhm.
He was like, he like pulled her over to the side. He's like, yeah, I like people like you, or something like that. And then she was
Mhm.
like smitten by him by the time they reached the 100th floor. Um, which, how'd you like the fight?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. All the fights were great. Um, yeah, his little cape.
Yep.
How he kept an eye on her. How he said he was going to protect her, and he would do it. Oh my God! And that with the dragon. Wow,
Yeah,
that ice dragon looking one.
the Wyvern, yeah, the Baran, the Demon King, just like riding that thing.
Yeah,
What an entrance that was.
yeah, that was very intimidating to say the least.
And it was
But
like
yes,
he
yes.
summoned the demons too, right? Which is like, damn.
Right, with all those doors. Yeah, that was intense.
And even it
Like,
was so intense. Even like Isil was kind of questioning, damn, who do I side with? Because I
yeah, she really was.
and it wasn't until like the very end. Obviously, she played a big part in Jinwoo winning with that small
Yeah,
distraction.
with those distracting him. Small, but it worked.
Yeah, it
It
gave
really give him the edge.
yeah, because this is also like one of the the first times in a bit that we've seen Jinwoo. Well, since the ice cells, right? That we saw Jinwoo be like, damn, hit the person he was fighting was actually stronger than him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was a bit to get this far, and I think the best part is since he completed the thing, we now can assume he's able to make
The
the
potion, yeah,
the potion.
definitely. Oh, and the whole island thing, how they're teaming up with
Yep,
Japan.
yep. The Juju Island, how they're the ants evolving.
Yeah,
Yep.
and how this Japan group has like 10, 11 or 10 like S rankers. Like, whoa.
Yeah, so there in Japan, there's definitely, as far as we know, this is the best guild, right? And apparently
Right.
they had like 11 S rankers all in one guild. So you can
All in
definitely,
one guild. Yeah.
so you can definitely feel like there's like a power disparity in Japan, where like
hmm
this guild is taking up most of the strength that they have.
Yeah, but they split the job pretty. I thought they were gonna they were gonna take the Japan the killing the queen, but
N-
ended up
No.
being that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're calling, so basically Japan's sending 10 of their 11, and then the Korea is gonna be sending 9 out of their 10,
hmm
or like as many as possible, at least 5 that we know of. The
Yeah, but I thought it was like interesting how they still let them have the big job, which is kill
yeah,
the queen.
well, it was because they kind of like Japan was already investigating how the ants were behaving, and it was like they realized that the ants were attracted to people with stronger mana or stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
People with strength would attract them better. So like they would go after the people that are stronger. So obviously that's
Mm-hmm.
them. They'll have like numbers and they'll have strength in numbers, and we know that the ants are at least A rank from all the damage that they cost.
Yeah.
And I think this is just like the weaker ones. These are not like
Right.
they're they're
Uh,
saying they'll keep evolving rapidly, so it's kind of like scary thinking about like damn,
mm-hmm.
these these ends that they've been hyping up. There's been like I think they said 3 failed raids now, so this will be like their 4th attempt to try to get them out.
Mm.
You gotta imagine like they've probably grown even stronger than last time. So now it's like, damn, we gonna
Yeah.
need the boy there.
Yeah. Definitely.
but
Definitely, he's gonna play a big part of getting it under control. So
but
can't wait to see that.
me too. But yeah. I think that's it on solo leveling.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Okay. Um, let's. All right. We got time for ReZero, so let's just
Okay, let's get that done.
unless you have something you want to do, we can wrap it up.
No, it's fine.
Okay. And then after ReZero, we'll wrap it up so we can take care of our
hmm
things. Okay. Or all right. So ReZero. Let me just. Okay. ReZero in 3, 2, 1, go. ReZero episode 61. What an episode.
Yes, even though it was just about a side character. Love when that happens.
Yeah, I love
Love
ReZero.
when when a side character is getting like the spotlight and it's really good. It's a good story.
Yeah,
Good.
I love this. Obviously, this episode's about the songstress and how she came to
Mhm.
be in the city. I I love that she kind of broke away from her mother. I always thought that maybe she wasn't with her mother because she died, or at least that
Mhm.
was the impression I got in the previous
Mhm.
core. But now it turns out that she wanted to go out on her own because she had different ideals than her mother, which was probably more interesting. Like
Right.
her mother was more happier being secluded in a small area where she wanted to spread her songs with as many people as
Right.
possible. And I love that Priscilla, we got a lot more on Priscilla's ability.
Mhm.
She's so badass. Like I was
Yeah.
I was getting scared when I was seeing she was
Trisha
taking damage.
or what's her name? That queen. Oh my gosh, she was
Yeah,
so badass. She did so well. I love the conversations that she was having with Wrath.
yeah.
Like, damn,
It was funny because
she was
Wrath,
owning her in her own game.
yeah, uh, it
It's
was
just all this kind of talk about a bunch of shit, really.
yeah,
So, felt like she was making actual sense of it, you know? Like, because I didn't really was getting what Wrath was babbling about or like trying to say or anything, but yeah,
yeah. I
it was really
mean,
good.
yeah. Funny that she said that Wrath was mad for one person leaving her and not loving her, right? And
Mhm.
meanwhile,
Yeah.
she's like, I've had like 8 husbands, and they've all left me something behind. You know, like to show
Mhm.
that they actually love me and shit like that. And I was like, damn, Priscilla, way to go. And we found, I think it's safe to assume that those 8 husbands gave her like the items she wears that were being broken.
Mhm. Yeah.
And,
Yeah. I mean, also the moment I don't know, like um, how she was looking down or saying that the singing won't make a difference,
yep,
and and it was making all the difference. Like
yep.
like
Which,
was
yeah,
working like super well,
mm-hmm.
and and that's why she destroyed that building, and our girl almost dies.
Oh my
So
god, the her like actual backstory, right? When we get back to it, and
and I like that we get to see how she feels about her manager. You could say,
yep,
right? Yeah.
no, it was
Okay. Very good.
yeah, her whole backstory, right? With how we saw her struggle as the struggling musician, you
We
know,
did see that. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We see this yeah,
and
like urban artist.
yeah, starving artist, and just like the fact that you could say her upbringing was she was very lucky to meet some of the people she did,
Right, right. I agree.
and also kind of
Mhm.
like very lucky when rain hit and finding. I love that her first major song that she sang was about like this journey that she went, like,
Right, right. Uh-huh.
and
About
discovering,
leaving her family, basically, right?
yeah, and
Yeah. Oh.
and like coming towards finding herself.
Mhm.
And this is
Mhm.
like, damn, that is such a powerful message to have.
I mean, yeah. It's good when it's good when songs have that kind of deep meaning or
Yeah,
resonate or relate. Yeah.
yeah, and it just like I love that it was that there was like Priscilla was like, damn, see, I was right about you all along.
Yeah.
It's like her nose just like knew. And I love the little talk she had with like Lust about love and how she was like, "Damn, your form of
Mhm.
love is kind of twisted," and it's kind of
Yeah,
like,
like there's no freedom in it. I
yeah.
like that. I like that
and
that was
and I love
that
her
was
her wording of it, right? Because she said that love is tolerantly accepting another despite your differences, which is just
it.
such a nice way of putting it. Where it's like, yes, you and your loved one are gonna be different, but you both have to accept that you are gonna be different and be able to tolerate that you were both seeing things differently.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And you know, bad news. I don't think she actually killed the Wrath. I
You really? That sucks.
I think because
I
she
thought
just
so.
I think she just cut her and then she fell in the water, and I don't think she died.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely think she died because that which Priscilla looked like she was done. Like she was
We'll
making
definitely,
the final blow.
yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, I love that her blade was like, yes, my blade burns and cuts whatever I want, but no,
Hmm.
it
And I love that all her jewelry would take the damage for her because
yes.
we saw that she was taking
Well, we didn't
some
know
hit.
who, we don't know how she was gonna. Me and you were kind of scared that how she was gonna fight this with Reinhardt wasn't able to
Hmm.
like really damage Wrath like that, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was like, damn, okay, well, she got hit and then she also didn't take any damage from it, which
Mhm.
great.
Mhm. Mhm.
Would
Yeah.
have hate to see
Exactly.
Priscilla injured, but
No. Yeah.
okay. Last thing at the end of the episode, we get like an in kind of like a small hint of Greed's power, and it involves his wife's being around him.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, we're not gonna see anything
Yeah, I was
of our,
like
main characters, and then the last like
minute and a
bit
half.
of the last minute, like the after credits,
Yep.
it's about them.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
like okay,
yeah.
love
So
that. She's Amelia's still making moves,
yep.
power moves.
I I definitely like that Subaru left that out to Emilia because Emilia
Mhm.
is the one that has to change their hearts, and
Mhm.
he's obviously he has to keep Greed busy until like Wayne comes back, if he comes back
Yeah.
in time. But yeah, it definitely was explained better. His ability was to be able to freeze time around him. So whatever he touched, he got to freeze the time around that, and also himself. So
Mhm.
it definitely has something to do with his wives. I imagine with each wife, he gets to take their time and use them, or like as long as he keeps having wives around him, he can use it. But it'll also like
I
shorten
mean,
the
that's a good theory.
yeah, it'll also shorten the with the less wives he has, the less time he's able to like freeze the time.
Yeah, like once they create a bond, he has the ability to use their time, like the spans or something.
Yep, like that.
That'd be that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
But totally possible in a world like this one. So
yeah. But
so we'll
yeah,
see how the details of it.
yep. We'll
Mhm.
see the details of it. But I think that's gonna be it. So
Yeah.
everyone on YouTube, if you like what you hear, you like hearing us talk about anime earlier, come to the Twitch streams. It'll be in the
Hmm.
description, and all our socials will be in the description as well. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And until next time, bye.
Next time. Bye bye.